He smirked when I found his secret OnlyFans account. "It's just porn. What's the big deal?" he said, turning my snooping into the main issue. I stayed quiet and walked away then. But years later, when he begged me to co-sign a loan, the shock on his face was priceless. My 30 FB, F31M of 10 years pays for the OnlyFans of a girl from his past. Am I overreacting? It all started so innocently. We were just on the couch last night, watching some dumb reality show after we finally got our 2-year-old to sleep. My phone was dead, completely bricked, and I needed to quickly look up the cast of a movie we were talking about. "Hey, can I just use your old phone?" I asked him. "The one in the kitchen drawer. I think it still has a charge." "Yeah. Go for it," he said, not even looking up from the TV. So I grabbed it. It's an old model he hasn't used in years, but he keeps it around as a backup. I turned it on, the familiar lock screen popping up. I still knew the passcode. As I swiped to the home screen, my eyes caught the app icon. It was the distinct, black and white logo of OnlyFans. My first thought was just to ignore it. It's his old phone. Whatever. Guys watch porn. It's not a secret. But a little flicker of something. Curiosity. Maybe a bad gut feeling. Stopped me. The app was still logged in. My thumb hovered over it for a second before I tapped it open. I told myself I was just being nosy. That Idaho, close it right away. I didn't. The main feed was pretty generic, but my eyes went straight to the subscriptions tab. I braced myself, expecting to see a list of random creators. But it wasn't a list. It was just one. A single, active, $15 a month subscription. My brain immediately tried to process that. Why just one? Who would be worth a recurring monthly payment when there's an ocean of free content online? My finger, acting on its own, tapped the profile. The page started to load, the little circle spinning for what felt like an eternity. Then, the profile picture materialized, and everything just stopped. It was her. I'd only seen pictures of her from years ago, but there was no mistaking that face. It was the girl from his high school, the stripper he got involved with during the 3 months we were broken up back in 2019. The name on the account, a cutesy stage name, didn't hide the fact that it was absolutely 100% her. My entire body went cold. I clicked on a few of the unlocked media previews, and the confirmation hit me like a punch to the gut. This wasn't a coincidence. This wasn't just anonymous porn. This was a person from his life. A person who represented the single biggest crack in our 10-year history. A ghost from the past that he was actively, secretly, paying to keep in his present. My mind started racing. How long had this been going on? The breakup was 6 years ago. Has he been following her? Paying for her content? This whole time? While he was building a life with me? While we were having a daughter? I quickly closed the app, my heart hammering against my ribs. I put the phone back on the counter, my hands shaking. He was still on the couch, completely oblivious. And in that moment, I felt trapped. I had this ugly, heavy secret, but I couldn't say a word. Because the only reason I knew was because I had snooped. He had violated my trust, but I had violated his privacy. So here I am, sitting with this knowledge. Is this cheating? It doesn't feel like it. Not technically. But it feels so much worse. So much more personal than if it were just random porn. Am I going crazy? Or is this a massive red flag? It's been a few days since I found that app on his old phone. And it's like a switch has been flipped in my brain. It's not just a single discovery anymore. It's a filter that's repainting the last 6 years of my life in a really ugly color. My mind keeps replaying little moments that seemed meaningless at the time. A late night where he was glued to his phone, smiling at something on the screen. A random mention of someone from high school he'd seen on social media. Was it her? Was he looking at her then? It's like finding out a whole part of your shared history was a lie. He wasn't just with me. He was with me, while also keeping this digital window open to the one person who represents the time we were apart. Yesterday, the financial part of it really hit me. I was at the grocery store, getting things for our daughter. I was looking at 2 different brands of toddler snacks, doing that stupid mental math we all do. Okay, this one is $2 cheaper. That'll help with the cost of diapers this week. It's a constant juggle. Then, like a splash of ice water, I thought about the $15. Every single month. $15 just vanishes from our potential budget. It's not a life-changing amount of money. I know. But seeing it there, on the screen, as a recurring payment to her, it stopped being about the money. I realized in that moment that it's a symbolic fee. It's a piece of his energy, his focus, and our family's resources that he is actively choosing to divert to a fantasy of his past. That $15 could be a new book for our daughter, a small date night coffee for us, or just extra peace of mind. Instead, it goes to her. That feeling has created a wall between us that I can feel in my bones. Our sex life hasn't been great for a while, but I always chalked it up to being tired parents of a toddler. Now I know the real reason. At least for me. Last night, he rolled over in bed and put his hand on my hip. His usual signal. My entire body tensed up. My brain, without my permission, flashed an image of him, alone, looking at his phone, at her. It felt like she was in the room with us. Like I was competing with a ghost he was paying to keep around. I just couldn't. I flinched away and mumbled something about being exhausted. He just died and rolled back over. The silence between us was deafening. I keep trying to rationalize this to myself, to figure out if my feelings are even valid. I know I'd be 100 times more okay with it if he was just watching free porn of random people he doesn't know. That feels anonymous. Detached. But this is different. It's the personal connection that makes my stomach turn. He knows her. He has a history with her. He's been keeping tabs on her for 6 years. But then this little voice in my head whispers. It's just porn. He isn't talking to her. He isn't meeting her. Am I just blowing this completely out of proportion because of my own insecurities about their past? I feel like I'm losing my mind trying to figure out what's a reasonable response and what's just me being crazy. So now I'm living in this silent war inside my own head. I go through my days playing the part of a happy partner and mom. But underneath, I'm constantly replaying that moment I open the app. I'm stuck. And every path forward I can imagine looks like a disaster. My first instinct is to just confront him. To walk into the living room, hold up the imaginary phone, and say, I know you're paying for her OnlyFans. I know you've been doing it for years. I've played this scene out in my mind at least 100 times. But I know exactly how it would go. His face would shift from confusion to defensiveness in a heartbeat. His first question wouldn't be, why are you upset? It would be, how did you find that out? And the second I admit I went through his old phone, the game is over. The entire conversation will pivot. Suddenly, I'm the one who broke trust. I'm the villain who invaded his privacy. The real issue, him carrying a torch for this other woman for over half our relationship, would be completely buried under my mistake. I'd lose all my ground, and he'd never have to answer for the real betrayal. So then I think about the other option. Saying nothing. I could just delete the app from his old phone, bury the knowledge deep down, and try to forget. But that feels even more impossible. How can I go back to normal? How can I kiss him goodnight without wondering if he's going to wait for me to fall asleep to look at her? How can I plan our future or talk about our finances when I know about this secret monthly expense that goes to the ghost of his past? Her name, her face. It's like a third person in our relationship now. And I'm the only one who can see her. Living like that, with this poison in my system, feels like it would be a slow, agonizing death for my love for him. It would eat away at me until there was nothing left. Last night was the worst. We were watching TV, our daughter asleep in her room, and he was scrolling on his phone. It was probably just Instagram or sports scores. But my stomach was in knots. The silence in the room was so loud. I wanted to scream. Are you looking at her right now? But I just sat there, smiling like an idiot when he showed me a funny video. In that moment, I realized I was trapped between two impossible choices. Detonate a bomb that could destroy our family but might bring the truth to light. Or swallow a poison that will slowly destroy me from the inside out. So, Reddit. I'm laying it all out here because I am completely lost. What do I do? Do I blow everything up by confronting him, knowing he'll turn it all on me for snooping? Or do I try to live with this secret and let it silently ruin everything we've built? This feels like such a bigger deal than just porn. Especially because he knows her and has a history with her. But I'm so deep in my own head I can't tell what's real anymore. Am I tripping or should I be this upset?